In this video, I want to take a look at a problem that can crop up with a lot of themes when you're trying to use JigoShop. Now, I've been using one of the default WordPress themes, 2011, for all of the work we've been doing so far. This is what it looks like here. Let's go and we're going to switch themes here for a moment. And you're going to see one of the problems that crops up. So I just activate this one here. It doesn't really matter which theme because a lot of them do it. So I go back over to here and I refresh. And now I've got a new theme installed. And you can see right off the bat what the problem is. It pushes the sidebar down over here and we're losing all of our margin over here. The problem has been identified and there's a fix over at JigoShop's forums here. Now I'm going to include a link to this in the work files and it's got all the details, but we're going to go through it real fast. It involves editing your functions.php file in your theme, preferably in the child theme of your theme, but we'll talk about that in a moment. The point is that you may not feel comfortable doing this. But what I want you to see in this video is how straightforward it is for someone who knows what they're doing, so you're not going to pay a lot for it. In other words, somebody tells you it's going to take an hour, you know it's not going to take them an hour. Okay, so let's go through this, and it's got all the details here, but I'll show you all the basics right from here. So what we need to do basically is we need to change the wrappers. These are the content wrappers, the HTML that goes around the content. JigoShop uses particular wrappers. This theme is using different wrappers, and so what we have to do is tell the theme to replace, or tell JigoShop rather, to replace its usual wrappers with the ones that this theme is using. Okay, so let me look at the coding here with you for a moment. So this is a text file. This is actually what you're going to get in your work files, by the way, and it's got the link up top here. And the fact that you should put this in a child theme rather than in your themes function file, which could get overwritten right when the theme gets updated. Anyway, here are the two functions right here that are going to change the wrappers. So these would be the wrappers for your theme, the new theme that you're using that isn't working properly. You're going to want to put those wrappers in here. And then this function needs all the closing divs. So if you've got 3, you'd have 3 closing divs. If you've only got 2, just 2, of course. Okay, and then this area down here, you don't need to worry about this. This is the one that tells JigoShop, hey, replace your wrappers with these new ones. Okay, so it's this area here that you're going to want to be changing. Now, how do you know what wrappers to use? Well, the simplest thing is to go to your editor here, your appearance editor, there we go, and you're going to see the files for this theme. Okay, now again, you really should create a child theme for this theme, okay, so that nothing gets overwritten when the theme is updated. That's a whole separate ball of wax, and again, the person who's doing this for you, if you're hiring it out, they'll know what to do to create a child theme if you don't already have one. A child theme is perfect for changing the look and feel of a site, right? So you may already have a child theme. Anyway, you're going to go into the page.php file. There it is right here, page.php, page template. So this is the most basic structure for the site, for the pages. And you're going to look for everything after this point, after it gets the header in WordPress, all the header information. You're going to look for the divs that are down here. And in fact, in this case, there are 2 of them right here. And then you start getting into the loop, where WordPress looks for the content. That's what the loop does in WordPress, finds all the content. So basically, you're finding everything that's going to wrap the content. And in this case, there are 2 divs. Now, there are some hooks here in this particular theme, and you might want to go and check in the actual output of the page whether there are any additional divs being created by these. Now, it turns out there aren't, just to save us some time, but you would want to check that because there could be something injected here that only shows up in the live page itself. But I've checked that already, so we know that there's just this div. Let me go back to my text file. Okay, so I start putting it in here. That's my first one. I go back and I grab my second div, which is right here. And I go back. Now I'm going to add that in here, just right beside one another. And then I'm going to get rid of this. I just need 2 divs in here, don't I? Okay, so I'm going to grab all of this now. All right, and I'm going to copy that. Now I go back to my theme editor. Now I'm going to find the functions.php. And again, this would be in your child theme preferably. In fact, there's a warning right here. It says right here, if making customizations, users should create a child theme. They always warn you about that. But just to speed things up, I'm going to do it right live in our functions.php. So I go right to the bottom and I look for this. This is the closing tag for PHP. And I make sure I put it before that. Okay, and I paste this in. All right, I update my file. We're live on the server, remember. Now watch what happens. Bingo. Now we've got the proper margins and we've put the sidebar back. So basically, we've now replaced JigoShop's content wrappers with the wrappers for this particular theme. We're all set to go, and we fixed our problem.